All right, folks, it's 6:15 a.m. Come with me as I make my baby some sausage gravy and biscuits. She has a test this morning, so I want her to have something on her tummy. So here are the ingredients for the biscuits, and I'm going to get started. Now, what I'm not going to do is show you me putting all of the things into this bowl because I am exhausted. It's 6:15, but after the 2 cups of flour, I put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon each of salt and sugar, and a stick of cold butter or a stick of Crisco. Not a full stick of Crisco, but a butter-sized stick of Crisco. So here's my batter, and I'm pouring it onto my cookie sheet because I don't want to make a mess on the counter. Now, it's already been kneaded pretty well, so what I'm doing is just folding so that there are nice flaky layers in the biscuit. So that's how you get the flaky layers. You fold. So I fold about 6 to 8 times over and over again just to make sure it's how I want it. Here I press the biscuit dough out with my rolling pin, a rolling pin just like my grandmama had. I love that rolling pin, and it works. It does the trick. Okay, so you're going to come over and you are going to cut the biscuits out with the cutter here. Now, I will tell you that this biscuit recipe makes about 12 biscuits, but you don't always want to eat 12 biscuits. No worries. You can cut them out, wrap them in plastic, and put them in the fridge just like you do those Pillsbury ones. So I bring over my skillet. I use a little Crisco in the bottom of that so that I can make sure that they don't stick, and I drop them on in there. Here I go trying to put 6 biscuits in this thing, and it was like, yeah, no. So I'll just wrap the rest, okay? The next thing you want to do is crack an egg and brush the top of the biscuits with egg wash. You beat the egg first, of course, and then top the rest of the biscuits with egg wash. So there you go. Beat, and we're going to take this and just give them a little coating. The reason we do this is to encourage those biscuits to brown a little bit. Otherwise, just based on what they are, they would be really white unless you cook them for way too long. All right, so we have our biscuits all brushed. That's what they look like, and we're going to put them in the oven before we get started on our sausage. So this is the sausage I made earlier this week. This is the last of it. So I said this is a great recipe for today. Cook that up. Use this. I don't know what this thing is called. Someone leave in the comments what this little tool is called. But it just breaks up the meat. A meat breaker upper. That's what it's called. And so I use a spoon and that because I want to get it a little bit finer than I do with other recipes, because obviously I'm going to put this in gravy and I don't want a whole thick sausage in my gravy. A little thick, but not too thick. And you do it how you like. If you want it beat much smaller, you can do that if you have the time. Again, it's in the 6 o'clock hour and my baby is coming down. Okay, so the next step is making the gravy. Just add a couple of tablespoons of flour to the mixture. If you want it thicker, add more flour. If you want it, somewhere in between, add a little less. Understand that as it cools, it's going to thicken even more. So it's going to thicken in the pot and thicken out. So I'm putting in a little salt, a little extra seasoning, because as you taste it, you've added flour and milk to it, so it doesn't have the same taste there. I added a little cayenne pepper because we like things a little spicy over here. So I did that, and there are my biscuits, nice and beautifully done, and the sausage gravy. So let me get this baby a plate so she can get out to school and exam on time. All right. So here's her plate. And we're going to plate up this biscuit. Now, this biscuit was hot. I was like, oh. So, but you see it has flaky layers. You see the layers. I don't have to cut it. I can literally just pull it right apart and add her sausage gravy to her plate. So if she wants more, obviously she can have more. But, the ladies, they're cute and little, and they don't like eating very much in the morning. But I tell them it's always important to eat before school. It's kind of a necessity. So there we have it, sausage, gravy, and biscuit. And here's a little girl coming down in a little bit. But before I do that, let me show you this. This is the biscuits that we did not want to use. Just wrap them in plastic. They're cut up. You put them in the refrigerator just like you do Pillsbury. And she said it was okay. Bye. Have a great test day.